parts of the earth. It says this, therefore he says, when he ascended on high, he led captivity captive and gave gifts to men. Verse 9. Now this he ascended, what does it mean? But also first he descended into the lower parts of the earth. So when Jesus died on the cross, he went straight to paradise in the center of the earth. And for 3 days and for 3 nights he was there. What was he doing there? Well, first of all, we know that he was freeing those who were held captive. But the Bible also says in the book of Peter that he proclaimed victory to those who were disobedient before the flood. And we're going to move on to that in the next part of the study. Because this is a temporary holding place. Although people say in the gospel, oh, when you go to hell, you're going to be there forever. Eventually, you will be there forever. Like if you go to prison, you're going to live for forever. You're going to go to prison forever. But eventually, you will get out. You'll get out and stand in front of the great white throne judgment, only to be thrown back in, to be sentenced. So Jesus went to this temporary holding place of paradise. He set those who were there. He set them free, brought them into heaven. He proclaimed victory to the ones who were in the next part of hell, the third part, which we're going to look at right now, a place called Tartarus. Tartarus is a Greek word. It's found once in your Bible, in 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 4. And it's referred to 3 times. And what Tartarus was, Tartarus was a permanent holding place. We read about in Genesis 6, and me and Vince were speaking about this in Ireland, about the angels who sinned against God by having children with women. So what it was, God promised in, I think it's Genesis 3:15, he says, one day the seed of woman will bruise your head. He said to the serpent, who's the seed of woman? Jesus. We're the seed of man. Jesus is the seed of woman. So what the angels done was, to stop the plan of God, they tried to have children and pollute the human race. The Bible says that the Nephilim on the earth, the fallen ones. And that was their ultimate plan. But God, when they done this, God said, you've gone too far. He took them, these demons, these fallen angels, and he put them in a permanent place. The Bible says in gloomy dungeons, waiting for the great day of judgment. And it was from there, this was before the flood, because after the flood, when the Nephilim walked the earth, the Bible says God flooded the whole earth. So the Bible says this, look what it says here in 1 Peter. See, I don't give you lots of scriptures, but it's very important, because some of the things that I've talked about can be very controversial. Amen. People either don't want to believe them, or it doesn't make sense in their theology, but it's the Word of God tonight, amen. Can I get an amen? Amen. In 1 Peter, in chapter 3 and verse 19. It says this, by whom he also went and preached to the spirits in prison, whom formerly were disobedient, when once the divine long-suffering waited in the days of Noah, when the ark was being prepared, which a few, that is 8 souls, were saved through water. So when Jesus was down in paradise for 3 days and for 3 nights, setting those captives free, he preached to those who were disobedient. He preached victory. Whatever you tried didn't work, because the price has been paid. Hallelujah. I've made a way. I've made a way for people to be saved. I've made a way for mankind to know God. The seed of woman has truly bruised the head of the serpent. Can I get an amen tonight? Amen. It's a wonderful thing to be saved. 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 4. For if God did not spare the angels who sinned, but cast them down into Tartarus, hell, and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved for the judgment. If God did not spare the angels who sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved for the judgment. See, this was the final straw. Demons are always trying to stop the will of God. They're always trying to stop the plan of God. But these angels went too far. These demons went too far. And God removed them from the earth and put them into this permanent place where they could never be free. Jude, quoting from Peter, picks it back up in verse 6 and says, for the angels who did not keep their proper domain, but left their own home, he is reserved in everlasting chains under the darkness of judgment for the great day. And Sodom and Gomorrah, the cities around them, in a similar manner, to these, having given themselves over to sexual immorality and gone after strange flesh, are set forth as an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. So we can see now that, so far, let's just get a quick recap. Mankind was meant to live on earth forever. Mankind sins. Hell opens its mouth beyond measures, known as Hades or Sheol in Hebrew, the place of the dead, to accommodate man's lost soul. His body goes to the ground, his soul goes to Hades in suffering. Those who know God by faith went to paradise, where they're comforted, they're able to converse, they're able to speak. But the angels who left their own proper domain, they went to Tartarus, where they're kept in gloomy dungeons and dark chains. Is everyone following me tonight? Amen. Have I lost anyone? Amen. So this place was permanent. But there's another place. A place called the abyss, the bottomless pit. This is the fourth part of hell. This is a temporary holding place for demons. Unlike Tartarus, this is only a temporary holding place. This is where demons are locked up for a certain time and then they're released for whatever purpose God might have for them. Do you remember when Jesus was walking through the Gadarenes and he meets that demon-possessed man with a legion of demons? And he begged him, he said, Jesus, please, he says, don't send us into the abyss. This bottomless pit, please don't send us into this abyss. Still, although it's a bottomless pit, although it's temporary, it's still so scary to even demons, where they beg not to go there. But men can happily, freely tell you, yeah, I don't know what I'll go to hell. I don't know what. Are you going to give your life to Jesus? Nah, not for me. No, maybe the bottomless pit is it? Is that for you, is it? Gehenna, is it? Tartarus, all them places for you. Because that's the only place that mankind is going without Jesus Christ. And they'll have some people's personalities. Fearless, I love it. So the fourth part is the abyss. Turn to me to Revelation verse 9. Chapter 9, sorry. Temporary holding place for demons. This is not so much a life applicational message, this is literally educational. This is a topical Bible study. This is so that you know something. You're equipped when you leave this place. Revelation chapter 9 says this. Then the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star falling from heaven to the earth. To him was given the key of the bottomless pit, the abyss. And he opened the bottomless pit, and smoke arose from the pit like the smoke of a great furnace. So the sun and the air were darkened because of the smoke of the pit. Then out of the smoke locusts came upon the earth, and to them was given the power of scorpions of the earth. And they were commanded not to harm the grass of the earth or any green thing or any tree, but only those men who did not have the seal of God on their foreheads. And they were not given authority to kill them, but only to torment them for 5 months. And the torment was like the torment of a scorpion when it strikes a man. And in those days men will seek death and they will not find it. They will desire to die, and death will flee from them. The shape of the locust was like horses prepared for battle, and on their heads were crowns of something like gold, and on their faces were like the faces of men. They had hair like women's hair, and teeth like lions' teeth. And they had breastplates like breastplates of iron. And the sound of their wings was like the sound of chariots with many horses running into battle. They had tails like scorpions, and their stings were in their tails, and the power was to hurt men for 5 months. And the king over them was the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in Hebrew was Abaddon, and in Greek it is Apollyon, which means the destroyer. One woe was past, and behold, still 2 more woes are yet to come. See, this is the second part of the tribulation. When the church is raptured from the earth, the Bible says that God is going to give this bottomless pit where these demons are confined temporarily. He's going to give permission for it to be opened. And the Bible speaks here about horrible demons that look like locusts that resemble the faces of men and teeth of lions, wings, that are going to come upon the earth in the Great Tribulation, and they're going to torture man for 5 months. The Bible says the torture is going to be so severe that men are going to long to die, but death will elude them. Not being allowed to die, but must suffer for the 5 months. This is what the Bible speaks about here in Revelation chapter 9. I know one thing's for sure. For any post-tribbers in here, I don't know why you argue so strongly about going through that. I'm happy to get away from that. The Bible says that in this time, men will beg to die, they will long to die, they will look for death. Death will elude them. Is it really worth not giving your life to Jesus for what you've learned so far? Is it really worth not walking with the Lord? Knowing that this Bible has never been found for a lie, every prediction has ever made has come true, and this is what we're looking at future predictions here. Things yet to be done. Is it worth not walking with the Lord? It's a question you have to ask yourself. The Bible says that these demons are allowed to come to earth in the tribulation. But before the tribulation is finished and the millennium kingdom starts, it's a place where Satan himself is going to be locked up for 1,000 years. Jesus is going to come back after the church will be raptured, the tribulation will take place. All those who don't know the Lord will go through the tribulation. They'll be tortured by demons. Christ will come back with the church and he's going to set up the millennium kingdom on the earth. And at that point, the Bible says he will lock Satan into the abyss, into the bottomless pit for 1,000 years. Revelation chapter 19. People are probably sick of me going through this, but chapter 20. Then I saw an angel coming down from heaven, having the key to the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold of the dragon, that serpent of old, who was the devil and Satan, and he bound him for 1,000 years. And he cast him into the bottomless pit, and he shut him up, and he set a seal on him, that he should deceive the nations no more until the 1,000 years were finished. But after these things, he must be released for a little while. So as this millennium period begins on the earth, as Jesus takes the right to David's throne on the earth in Jerusalem, Satan himself is going to be locked up in his bottomless pit. He won't deceive men no more. He won't mislead men anymore. He will be completely locked up for 1,000 years. This is the fourth part of hell, the abyss. And while he's locked in this place, God is then going to create the fifth and final part of hell. It's called Gehenna, the lake of fire. This is the culmination of every wicked thing that has rebelled against God in history. Every man, demon, angel, Satan himself, the Antichrist and the false prophet. The Bible says they're going to end up into this lake of fiery sulfur. This is the final judgment. As we go into the millennium, as the millennium starts, this place will be started. In Revelation 19 it says this in verse 20. Then the beast was captured, and with him the false prophet who worked signs in his presence, in which he deceived those who received the mark of the beast, and those who worshipped his image. These two were cast alive into the lake of fire and burning brimstone. And the rest were killed with the sword which proceeded from the mouth of him who sat on the horse, and all the birds of the air were filled with their flesh. So in this lake of fiery sulfur, those who received the mark of the beast during the tribulation, along with the beast, along with the false prophet, are going to be cast into this lake of fire for 1,000 years. Those who rebelled against God, they're going to be cast into this lake of fire for 1,000 years. After the 1,000 years are ended, comes the great white throne. The great